Hello, hello, everybody, and happy Monday morning. It is May 12th, 2025, and a beautiful day in Eastern Connecticut. My name is Rebecca Bertoldi. I'm your friend in marketing.
My name is Tara Bratz, and I'm interior designer for residential commercial property.
And thank you all for being here.
Yes, it's such a beautiful day.
It is a gorgeous day. Yesterday was Tara's birthday, in addition to Mother's Day. So we wanted to have our birthday theme today. And happy birthday, Tara. How was your birthday?
Thank you. I had a nice day. I woke up to having breakfast with my family, and then my mom and my daughter and I went to go look at plants, but everybody's mother was out there with us. So it made it a little challenging for my mom. She has a hard time walking, so it was a little challenging, but we managed. You know where we ended up going is the Baltic Greenhouse. We went around and around. You did?
I did.
I tell you, I really like it there. They're fairly new owners within a couple years, I believe, right, Rebecca?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
A couple years? Okay. Yeah, and it's located in Baltic, Connecticut, which is the smallest town here on the map, probably. I don't even think we don't even have a street light. We have maybe one stop sign on the main road. I don't know.
Yeah.
You could blink and go through it. But we are located there, and Baltic Greenhouse is amazing. They have such nice, they really look nice, the plants there.
They really do. And I know that they do everything from seed, and they keep their costs, like their prices, pretty low, which I love, obviously.
They do. I was looking at the lilacs because that's my favorite flower.
Mm-hmm.
And they have really some nice ones down there at a reasonable pricing, you know?
Yeah.
So I just have to get my yard together.
I think that's all of us have to get our yards together. I actually stopped down there yesterday morning because now that the big secret's out, there was this oh my God, bird bath or something like that, little statue guy that I got my mother, and I had to glue the bird on to replace the other bird, which it looks awful. Let me just tell you, it looked, yeah. But anyway, so I was kind of like, okay, if she hates it, I need something else. So I went down to the greenhouse and I got her a really pretty hanging plant for right outside of her bedroom door because she loves those. You know, she loves to see pretty things. But she ended up not even noticing all the glue that was surrounding the bird that I put on there, which was great. And she walked in and she's like, "Oh, I like that statue. Where'd you get that?" And I was like, "Well, it's yours." You know? So, and I did get her a mug, which I know she's always like, "Why do you have to have so many mugs?" But hers had the Woodstock bird all over it. It was like a camping Woodstock mug. So she was very happy. And of course, if I'm there at the greenhouse, I have to get myself a couple plants. So I got two for our front of the house there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got one for mine, for my house, and then two hanging for my mom. But I hope the one at my house lives because I have to remember to water it.
Yeah,
it was it's beautiful though. The different varieties of flowers that they have and plants in this hanging pot is amazing.
They had some nice looking ones there yesterday, actually.
They really did. I know. I was really happy with it.
Because normally you see like your standard white or like terracotta color and maybe a green, but they had all different. They had some with like it looked more like a texture, maybe like a stone texture.
Right. Yeah, they even had some pots that were elongated where you could put on like a balcony or a porch, like the railing of a porch, which was different too and priced really, I think, reasonably. But
yeah. And I actually noticed that this year, because they also love to sell other people's local products, like other local businesses stuff. So
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, they do. So they have local honey this year. and they have a guy that's making, or a person that's making local birdhouses. So they had those in there. So I thought about that.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
Tara, I just realized we didn't show everyone our coffee mugs for today.
No, we did not. Bear with me. My phone is still in my hand.
You want to go
Do you want to
first?
go? I'll go first. I am so excited about this one. I know it's just white, but look inside. I don't want to spill
Oh,
my coffee. Can you see that?
I can see it. That is so pretty.
It's so pretty inside, but I have coffee in it, so I can't show you the whole thing. But it's so neat.
Nice. I went with my flower pot mug today because I am really missing the garden, you guys. I've had a shoulder injury and that I can't really do my full garden this year. However, it is a perfect time to actually clean up my gardens and really make it nice for next year, and maybe get some, maybe invest in some like pavers and things like that to make a little path through. But, you know, I miss it. But that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are you working on this week?
The sunroom design in Middletown. It's coming to an end. I did find some fabulous finds. I'm so excited to share with her later today.
Yeah.
So I'll be working on that today, and then whatever else we still need, we will talk about, and I'll get on that to get her sunroom completed, and then I can share.
Yeah. So let me ask you something. Somebody had brought something up to me, and I know that you do this, but I don't know that people understand how you do this. So we were talking about my front door, because I recently got a front door, everybody, because we're getting new siding. So we had to change out our door so that people can, so it'll match the new siding. And I was talking to somebody who loves like old doors. And she said, I would love to have somebody just find one of those and make it work for my house. Now, I know you do that, but I think people don't know that you do that. And maybe you can talk about that a little bit.
Right. It's funny because I say that I'm an interior designer, and I am. However, I do have different avenues of what I do. Everything is kind of creative and under an umbrella, but you're right.
Mm-hmm.
So let me explain just a little bit. So Brimfield is coming up, and I know I talk about it, and some may say, "What is Brimfield?" And she's talking about it all the time. But it's a really big flea market, and you can find some really interesting decorative stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
yes, I am somebody that I'm a designer that you're not going to just have in your house once or twice telling you what to do. I'm going to come in, I'm going to stay a while, and I'm going to make sure it's done correctly. And it's not my house, it's your house. And, I'm not going to decorate it to my liking.
Right.
I'm going to try to figure out what your liking is and your vision and create that for you. So there is a process to it. I'm not going to just go to a furniture store and pick out furniture. I want to make sure you're with me and you're sitting in that furniture. I'm not sitting in it at the end of the day. You are. So
Mm-hmm.
there is a lot that goes into being a designer. And so getting back to this door, yes, I could find doors. I could find anything that you're looking for, and we could create it together. But I do want you to know that I am with you 100% walking through this whole design project with you. We're going to slab yards, tile stores, furniture stores. And if you don't want any part of that, then that's fine too. I can do it without you or with you. I prefer to do it with you. Um, because in that way, your vision and you're a part of the project.
Right.
I will never just buy and put in your house. So yes, I actually, for Palmer Street, we just found a mailbox. I had to find an old mailbox for him. We found it. He didn't like it, and that's okay.
Yeah.
We brought it back.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have a bright yellow mailbox on an old statue.
Oh.
We found an old statue to put it on. So that will be also, I think I'm going to make a reel out of that because that is really interesting. That whole project at Palmer Street, wait till it comes out because I'm going to have an open house. We're going to talk about it. I definitely think that maybe we could try to get it into a magazine, Rebecca. Like it
Yes.
could go pretty far, and I'm hoping that it does. If I do share it, I ask you to share it as well, so it gets out there a little further. And yeah, and I appreciate everybody's support because I do have a pretty big following, which I'm very grateful for. Very grateful, and I thank you all for supporting me. But I am the designer that's going to hold your hand, and we're going to walk through it together if you'd like. So I
Yes.
hope that answered your questions. I kind of went on a tangent there a little bit,
No, no,
scrolling
no.
by, but I just want you to know that I'm not gonna just put furniture in your house and walk away. I mean, that's just not okay.
No. And I think that people don't quite understand, like, whatever it is that they're looking for, you're going to find a way to make it happen. And that's one of the great things about working with Tara. She's got all these connections. She has all these resources to find different pieces. She is, well, we are also out there quite a bit shopping for you guys. And Tara
Yeah.
does way more shopping, but like when we go out, I mean, anytime Tara and I go out, she's always on the hunt for something for a client. So she's like, "Oh, hold on, let me take a picture of this." She's always got her clients at the forefront of her mind looking for those perfect pieces, because there's a lot of things out there that just, they don't make them the same way. We can't get like more classic looking pieces anymore, new anyway.
Right.
So you have to really go find them.
You do, and I want to talk a little bit about online shopping. Online shopping is great, but there are times when it's very hard for interior designer to shop online
Mhm.
because when you get the product, it may not even look like what was on the screen in the first place. So that is a challenge for us
Mhm.
that we face, or it comes in damaged, or it may not even arrive.
Mhm.
So, for an example, Palmer Street, we went on this website to find a bed frame, and it took months for it to finally come in. And
Wow.
we had no idea what it was. We couldn't track it. It was very expensive. And guess what? It came in damaged. And it
Oh.
wasn't even from the United States. So to ship it back is another story.
Mhm.
So in between, thank goodness the homeowner, was working with me and understood that it was not my fault that it took so long.
Right.
We ended up purchasing another one. So now we have two headboards. One's damaged, one's not. But it really is it's really challenging to order online because you really don't know what you're going to get. I'm the one that's out there looking, I study what's new and what's coming up, and I'm constantly looking for stuff for clients. So, with that being said, just be very careful ordering online because it may not be true to color, scale. It may come in damaged as well.
That's a good point. I can't even count the times that I have ordered something and it came in as the miniature version of what I ordered, or what I thought I ordered, and it's like this big. you know.
Yeah.
I got all these garden pieces from Temu, and that was me trying Temu out, and they all came in like tiny, like they were just like this big and not what I thought they were, because they can take some magical pictures of items to make them look very big.
It's so true. It's
Yeah.
so true. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
what's interesting is I feel like there is some big similarities to when I'm designing a website for somebody. So when I'm doing a website, I find, there are tons of templates out there. So this is your cookie cutter design, I guess your cookie cutter design. The templates are great if you need to get things up and running quickly, or or if you're just not that skilled with it, but doesn't really reflect you and your values and your personality. Like I wouldn't have a website that is so like proper and I don't know, just like my website has to be fun. It can't be so like stick in the mud, because it's not going to connect with me. So um, it's just one of those things. So when you are designing a website, we have to go through all of that. And I have a process that I bring you through that helps me really understand not only who you are, because I need to also understand who your clients are, because the site needs to be built for the people you want to attract, but it needs to have your personality in it. So I could see how it can be a little similar when you're trying to find somebody's style.
It can be a bit challenging, you know,
Hmm.
because you know what you're looking for, but you can't necessarily find it out there. So, and then again, you go back to the drawing board of searching online. You could be searching forever to look for the certain piece
Hmm.
that, you know, may not even exist, but you know what you need. So it
Yeah.
is a little challenging. And thank goodness I've had homeowners that have been very patient with me. But, you know, it may take a little longer to find that piece, but in the long scale of things, once your room or whatever your project comes together, I
Hmm.
put a lot into it. You know, I
Yeah.
really do care about my clients to make sure that they get their vision that they're looking for. So even though it may take a little bit longer, I just don't want to
Hmm.
stick a picture there or a piece of furniture to fill the space when it's not actually right. You know, it
Yeah.
doesn't look right to me. I can't leave the room or the project that way. So the challenging piece, and actually after the pandemic, has been pretty challenging because, you know, the inventory is not the same as it was beforehand.
True.
So, you know, or made the same way, you know. So
Mhm.
I like to shop at flea markets and stuff like that and redo furniture because they're just made so much better, like if they're older or a
Mhm.
fancy door, you know, like an old carved door that's painted. Um, is pretty unique to me and it's solid. It's going to
Yeah.
be heavy. It's solid.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I could totally see
yeah,
it. And there's definitely, because I'm one that will. Okay, so we all have our stages of our life. In my 20s, it was like IKEA furniture, Walmart furniture. And how long did those things last? We weren't paying a whole lot for them, but you got what you paid for. And now it just seems like we don't have options for those really well made things anymore. Like it's now mass
it's
produced and affordable.
right. Or even to find a store these days, everything's closing, which is a little nerve-wracking in our design world, you know, because a lot of people want to hold it, touch it, see it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I am, so visual, you know, and then, you know, it's just tough. It's just a different world lately. So just be patient. Just be patient. Everything will come out so nice in the end. But
Yeah.
you know, it might just take a little bit just to get there, just to get that unique piece we're looking for.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, trust the process.
Mhm.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
For me, I want to share with everybody that I have a class coming up on May 22nd, and it's how to use AI in your business to save time and sanity. And this is going to be really fun because we're going to look at, yes, I'm going to do a lot of things with marketing. I'm going to show you how to do a lot of marketing with your AI, but also how to create some fun stuff like maybe, you'll see Lego versions of me on the sign up page. Um, all sorts of fun stuff like that. So you can check that out. I'll get you the link in a moment. And then we also, don't forget, we have our contest running to win, for two people to win 2 tickets to go see Sugar at the Madonna Place concert in June, which, it's one of Tara's favorite bands to see. I haven't gotten to see them live, but I have been listening to a lot of their stuff so I can share that with you guys, just so you get excited about it as well. Because Tara and I will be there if you want to come see us. So yeah, Tara, tell me a little bit about your Sugar experience.
Oh, I love Sugar. First of all, I love Sugar. But they're a funk and disco band. They're a
Yeah.
danceable band. So dust off your dancing shoes because you'll be dancing the night away. Um, yeah, it's just so much fun. It's a great band. You know, they're not only in Connecticut, they're in Rhode Island and Mass, and they probably go elsewhere too. They
Mm-hmm.
do, you know, private events, they do weddings and stuff like that, but they play at the Knickerbocker in Westerly from time
Mm-hmm.
to time, Mohegan Sun in the Wold Den. So, you know, I've seen other places like the Velvet Mill, even in Stonington Borough, they've been in there for fundraisers and stuff like that. But they are just a great band. They have a big following. The Madonna House, you know, is a great organization for them to be a part of, all of us to
Mm,
be a part of.
yes.
So yeah, make sure you get your tickets and come say hi to us. I'd love to see you on the dance floor.
Yeah, wouldn't that be great? I think it's going to be a lot of fun just to. I mean, you're going to see all these people out there supporting Madonna Place, which is amazing because they do really great work. They're helping our local families to make sure that they have food, make sure that they are doing the right thing with newborns, and teaching people how to be better parents. And I think it's a really wonderful opportunity to support them and have a little fun.
Yes, I agree. You're gonna have the best time. Best
Yes,
time.
absolutely. So
In a
make sure
beautiful, in a beautiful, and where is this located? Could you please explain to the viewers?
the concert itself or the contest or both.
Well, probably both, but where they're
Yeah.
gonna perform.
Let me just see. I am looking that up for you guys. I didn't get the chance to see where they were going to. But if you
Isn't
want
it
to enter,
is it the winery? I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you. Is it the winery in North Stonington, Connecticut?
I
The
believe so.
John.
Yes. Jonathan Edwards Winery. There it is.
Yeah. And that's
And
a beautiful, if you've never been there, it's beautiful. Have you been there, Rebecca?
I have not.
Oh, it's so pretty. It's beautiful. Yeah, so definitely come. You'll have a wonderful time. But I will say make sure you put a chair in your car because if you want to sit down, you might want to bring a chair. Because I don't know if they would have any there for you to sit on. So
No.
just put it in your trunk, put it in the back of your SUV just so you have one to sit down if you choose to do so.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Good tip. So yeah, you can follow the link that we have showing right now, coffeewithcreativesct.com/community contests. And you can enter to win. You don't have no purchase to enter. You're just filling in your first name and email address, and then you're going to have plenty of opportunities after that to gain even more entries. So good luck to you guys out there. And I have the web address for the AI class. So you can go to rebeccabertoldi.com/AI-4-business. So that will get you all signed up there. And I can't wait to meet more of you guys out there.
Yeah, that'll be exciting.
Absolutely. All right. So what's any events coming up in your world that we should know about?
Well,
Other than
I just want to talk to you about the craft fair that I
yes.
past weekend. It was a really nice show. We had a good time. Not not so crazy as the Christmas one. When the Christmas show comes, make sure you get there really early. That was crazy because 15 buses appeared and we didn't know about it at one time. So it was a big to do. This one was a little smaller scale, but it was still nice. I'm gonna have to show you next time because I don't have the dish towels with me right now. However, there is a vendor that was there and he draws really well and he actually has them on dish towels and they're
Oh,
so neat looking. Yeah, I'm gonna have to share because um, my friend Denise actually surprised me and bought me two for my birthday this past weekend. So thank you, Denise. I love them and they'll be displayed in my kitchen. So super excited. Yeah, so there was a lot of vendors there and it was fun. It
nice.
was fun.
Very
Yeah.
good.
Upcoming events, I haven't really, as far as Mohegan Sun, make sure you check out their website. I'm not really sure. I haven't looked that far in advance quite yet because I have a lot still going on with the passing of my dad. So I'm still in that unsettled stage I'm still going through that with paperwork and stuff with my mom. So I haven't really looked too far out as of yet, but hopefully
Mm-hmm.
this week, things will start coming back into play. So yeah, but other than that, there's probably, I don't know. I'm almost assuming, well, Brimfield this week. That is a big
Mm-hmm.
thing.
That's a big one.
big thing. That's in Brimfield, Massachusetts, and it's all week. You have to get up there and see it, definitely, because even if you're not a flea marketer or looking for stuff or don't need any stuff, come up
Yeah.
and look at the people. People watching is just amazing.
That's funny. Is there, I think you told us this last time, but is there a better day to go than others?
Well, I looked at the forecast first, and I
Hmm.
believe it's going to start raining Wednesday and then cloudy the rest of the week. So tomorrow's tomorrow it starts, and it's always a fun day, the first day, but not every field is open. So just keep that in mind. Because this goes on for miles and miles. I think I talked about it last week that I walked 11 miles in one day and didn't see everything.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you bring comfortable shoes because you are, excuse me, on uneven pavement.
Mm-hmm.
If you have flip-flops, sandals, your feet will hurt. Make sure you wear sneakers and ones that you probably don't necessarily care too much about
Good
because
to
it's
know.
dusty, dirt. Yeah, bring some hand wipes for your hands. They do have food trucks, so they have a like a little courtyard of food trucks that will be there. So there's plenty of food from the trucks.
Nice.
And yeah. And you know, some people bring wagons too because it's a long distance. So if you find anything, you can pull a wagon. So yeah, it is exciting. But I would say it's tricky. Usually Wednesdays are good, but I did look at the weather. Thursday's probably a good day. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. This is the issue with those 3 days is that people start coming out. You're going to be in traffic if you don't get up there, you know, early enough. You'll probably be in traffic for miles, and it could be over an hour to get really into the field. So be prepared for that. Um, so yeah, but Saturday and then by Saturday and then Sunday, they're starting to pack up again. Now, these vendors start to move quick because they're not all from here. Some are from Texas, some are I've even met some from Australia. So, you know, they're shipping stuff over, they're moving stuff fast, and they may have storage down south, but they live in Australia. So,
Mm-hmm.
you know, people come from all over the world for this event. So just keep that in mind that you know, there's a lot of moving parts to this. So you want to get there early. You want to make sure that you prepare for the weekend because you're not going to be able to move if you get there and bring your patients because
Mm-hmm.
it needs to be a calm day. There's a lot going on at that point.
Wow. And I guess so. Are the vendors still there if it's raining?
Yes. Yep.
So maybe
I
Wednesday's
actually,
the day, guys. If
it could,
you think a lot of people won't be there, just make sure you're in some kind of, waterproof footwear and go get yours.
I have been there when it was pouring rain. And my friend Kim and I went. And if you're watching, Kim, that was quite an interesting day. However, we were drenched. We were not ready for the rain. I had sneakers on that had holes in them, like the mesh. My feet were
Mm,
soaked. The the alleyways are dirt and they a pool of water.
hmm.
And you know, it was very difficult to even maneuver. There were times when we were hiding under tents and the vendors were so nice to welcome us in. But if a car drove by on these narrow pathways, they would splash into the vendors, and I felt so bad for them. But it's definitely mud. So if it rains, be prepared.
Yeah, I mean, then it sounds like it's going to be muddy Thursday anyway. So if you want the best, options, if you want the most amount of options, I would get your butt up there on Wednesday, rain or shine.
Yeah, bring your boots, bring your rain boots,
Hmm.
and also bring a bag so you could carry stuff or a wagon. But sometimes it's hard to maneuver with a wagon, so I kind of stay away from that. But I do bring a backpack. So if there's
Yes.
anything small, you can stick it in there and move.
Yeah,
So
because wagons, I don't see them going through the mud as well. But
no, but they do have them. People bring them. So.
oh, I'm
And it's
sure.
smart when you have something heavy. You wish you had a wagon at that
Yeah,
point.
right. So maybe it's a collapsible wagon that's in the back of the car in case you need it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Those are great tips.
And
So
it does cost. to park. I should say that. It does cost to
Mm.
park. So
Oh,
different homes along the way will let you park in their yards, but there is a fee to park. And they're all different. It varies from $5 to 10 to 20. So
yeah.
my recommendation is to park midstream in the middle of the flea market, which will probably cost you $20 to park. So be prepared for that. But it's halfway. So if you find something down further, you're not walking miles back to your car to put it back in your car.
Yeah. Another good
Mhm.
tip. Awesome. Well, if you guys see Tara up there, make sure you say hello, and feel free to buy her a birthday gift. So awesome. Yeah, what else is going on? So we have our Thursday group that meets every Thursday in Plainfield. Um, that is the Northeast Networking group. On Fridays, I go to the CT Connect group, and that group is a bit more of like a mastermind, and then we do a bunch of community work. So all good things. And then what other events are there? No other events for me. I've actually just been taking this course on how to make really boring topics into funny ads. So that has been a lot of fun to explore those options and brainstorm with others. So that's been cool. And yeah, lots of growth happening in my business. So and I feel so far behind on everything, but it's all coming together.
It is.
It is.
It
Yeah.
is. I'm working on a house in North Stonington as well, so I'm going to be working on that as well today. And that basically is to pick out colors for their outside of their house. So it's actually exterior as well. So I just want to mention that too. Like, I'm not always inside. I'm not just doing interior design work. I'm also
Mhm.
outside helping decks and what do they need to look like? What does the outside of your house need to look like? Shutters, paint, siding, front
Mhm.
door, and stuff like that. So I will be working on that today as well and get that over to them so they can order windows in the proper color of their house versus what their windows should look like.
Mhm.
So I will be working on that as well.
Awesome. And I don't think people quite understand, just sorry to bring it up again with your business, but like I don't think people quite understand that yes, you make things look beautiful, but you make things function for the way individual people live. And I think as much as the beautiful stuff is important, that function, think about you guys like just the if you have even something different than a standard house that is in your everyday life, the impact that it makes if Tara makes that easy for you is priceless.
Right, because there's different types of houses, right? You have your capes, you have your modern houses, you have your colonials, you have your raised ranches, whatever it may be.
Mm-hmm.
But every siding is going to look different. You can't paint a modern house pink, for an example. Maybe you could paint a Victorian house pink, right? So you have to be very careful with what colors you do choose for that particular house, or
Mm-hmm.
even the windows. You don't want to paint a modern house, and this is what I'm working with, a modern house. You don't want to have white windows that are elongated with the white trim and have a dark house. Because when you
Mm-hmm.
step back, what are you going to see? You're going to see squares and rectangles, and you're only going to see windows.
Right.
So I have to make sure that it all flows and that it's not just jumping at you in the wrong areas. That's just like working in a kitchen, right? You don't want to see the backsplash jumping at you. What do you want to see? You want to see the whole kitchen.
Right.
So that's kind of what I look at. I look at different angles, like color schemes, and what is going to flow together. It's just not making it look beautiful and pretty, and off I go.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you for bringing that all up because you're right. I do think that maybe that you know saying that I'm an interior designer is just kind of vague when if you dive deep into it, I do a lot of other things. And we'll have
Absolutely.
to talk about more things that I actually do as well at some point because there's like different pathways that I can take even with wedding design.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll talk about that next time and maybe dive a little bit into wedding design as well or party design for that matter. So
Yeah,
it's just
definitely.
create.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I get it because I can say I'm a digital marketer, but there's 1,000 things under that title that I do. So,
Right.
yeah, we have to maybe what we'll do, guys, is we'll focus a little bit each week on one of those pieces that we do and show you some examples.
Yes.
Yeah.
That sounds great. I think that would help and work,
Yeah.
because it's true.
Yeah, it's so much. I mean, there's as much as I work very hard on having like a statement of what I do so that I can quickly tell people. The reality is that there's so many. I can come up with a lot of statements. There's so many pieces to what I do that I can't say it in one sentence.
No, it's so true. And I just go about it like it's nothing, like I just do, just like you. But I
Right.
couldn't do what you do,
Right.
so we don't understand. I don't understand everything you do, which you probably don't see everything I do. So
Right.
it makes sense.
It does. Yeah. I mean, everybody has like once you're in your profession, like you totally, it's knowledge we take for granted of what we do. So
Right.
I think Tara and I can easily show you guys some examples of what we do.
Yes.
Yeah. Awesome.
Okay.
Anything else you want to add this week?
No, I think that kind of sums up my week.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Close us out.
All right. Always remember to be kind. A smile goes a long way. You never know what anyone's dealing with. Please be patient with people out there. It's gotten crazy. People are racing, trying to get from here to there, but life is too short. Calm down, slow down. You're going to make it. You're going to get there. Take care, and we look forward to seeing you next time. See you. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.